Hi everyone, welcome to the assembly part of Bowerbird. My name is Don. Firstly, thank you to buy my design. If you have a problem about the aircraft, please write to me. You can write anything about and can find my contact at the end of the user guide. Before starting, make sure that you have everything that is written in the shopping list. As I wrote there, these are the minimum equipment list. If you don't do anything wrong, these numbers of parts will be enough on your project, and make sure that you have printed all the part of Bowerbird before start the assembly. So I will give a little more detail about the plane, and we will try to give more detail as possible as I can. Give details about the plane and how can you use it, how can you assemble it, etc. So let's start with the wing. Firstly, you need to take two 1 meter carbon rod, and one of them will be used in front of for the wing. The other one will be used for the back of the wing. So the in front of the one must be the length of 69.4 centimeter. You need to calculate the 69.4 centimeter and cut it from there, and the back of the wing will be 69.2 centimeters. Also calculate it and cut. So after you cut the rods, the long one, don't forget, in front of the wing, the short one will be at the back of the wing. So you take the wing part 3, 2 and 4, and these should be like that. These rods will be the reference for our wing to glue them to each other. So every wing has that kind of a reference like that here, that kind of a reference, and you can found these reference in the user guide. That kind of a reference every wing has. So you need to place the glue to the reference, and you need to place the other part, the other wing, to the actuator. So these parts will be attached to each other easily. So use the glue and actuator to the reference points and place them to each other. And now we have connected the wing part 2, 3 and 4, but I have to say before forget it, these are as you can see here, maybe a little hard to see. There is some holes at the under the wing part 3. There are some holes. These holes can be the reference to cut inside of it. I will not do that because I don't need it, but if you want to have a little lighter aircraft, almost like for the 2 grams, a little lighter if you want your aircraft, you can cut these holes, because these will be in the inside of the body part. So you can cut these and you can decrease your weight almost for the 2 grams maybe. Now we will connect the wing part 1 and 5, but in these parts we don't have at the back reference for the rod, so because these will be the ailerons. So make sure that you have the correct angle while you attach it to the wing. So for example, when you place it like that, it should be in the same position. As you can see, it should be in the same position for the other wing part. If it is like that, it is wrong. So it should be in the same angle with the other parts. So glue it like that, wing part 1 and 5. Now time to place the ailerons. The ailerons for the left one and the right one can be added like that to the rod, so it can place easily. So the other one also, for the right one, can be added like that. And of course you will not use any glue to the ailerons, because they need to be clear to move. So now we will use the wing tips. In this wing tip, this is the right one, you can see there is a little extra part at the in front of the wingtip. So this part will be used to reassembly the wing from the body. For example, when you move from somewhere to somewhere, when you have to carry your aircraft, you of course need to remove your wing from the body. So you will use this little thing in here. I want to show how to use it because it can be a little complicated. I will take a little a carbon rod that is totally free, but just think that that is the in front of the wing. So the rod will be pass from the tip of the wing. So the holes in there is some holes. I will use some kind of a wire in front of it, and that wire, for example like that, will be a safety. Here you can see will be a safety wire for your rod, so the rod cannot go out if you use that. If you want to remove the rod from the body, to remove the wing from the body, you need to get this safety wire out, and you can remove it from your wing. So you can remove your body you can remove your wing from the body. So now we will place the wingtips to the wing, and don't forget you will not use any glue to the holes of the wingtip because these must be totally free for the rods. You will use the glue only for the reference lines. Use the reference lines with the glue and place it to the tips. So now our wing is done. Just make sure that your ailerons are free to move and there's no any glue in the ailerons. So if you want to remove the rod in front of the rod of your wing, you need to push a little bit to the rod from the center of the wing, and you can take it out from your wing easily if you not use a safety wire at the end of the wingtip. So when you remove that, you can easily remove the wing from your body. So now we will start to assemble the body. So take the body part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. It should be like that, and we'll glue to each other with the reference lines, and you can find the reference lines in here. Let's show it in the blue one. Maybe it is a little easy to show. There are some reference lines, and you will use the glue in the reference like the wing, and you will use the activator to the other part of your body, and will glue to each other easily like that. For example, I didn't use a glue right now, but I need to show you. There is a reference lines. I will use the glue to both of them, and will take the body part 2 and place it like that easily, and this holds for the servos. So glue to all the part to each other for your body. Before the glue the body part 3, make sure that you have a knot that is a metric forward knot in here. You will place this knot to the here, because in here to this hole, because we will use this knot for the wing to attach to body with the screw, with the metric forward screw. So use the metric forward knot and glue it to this hole right here, to this hole. This is the body part 3. And just before or after, as you wish, to assemble the body part 5, you can assemble the elevators, horizontal stabilizers, and vertical stabilizers to the wing part, to the body part 5. And you will place it with also for the reference lines. You can see there is some reference lines, as you can see, for this one for the vertical stabilizer, and these ones for the horizontal stabilizers. And these horizontal stabilizers can be placed like that. Use the glue and place the horizontal stabilizer to the body part 5. And that is the empennage part, as you can see. Make sure that you have a good stick with the body part 5 and the stabilizers, and make sure that the angles of the stabilizers just correct when you attach it to the body 5. These must be look exactly in front of the aircraft. If you had an angle, especially for the horizontal stabilizers, if you have a different angle between each other, these must have some consequences when you fly with that kind of an aircraft. This can change your altitude easily, so make sure that you have the correct angle with the stabilizers, and then place it to the body like it. So that's it, we are almost done. As I said before, this is really easy to assemble. This design is really easy to assemble, and we are almost done. Now we will start to add the control surfaces of the empennage. So we will use the elevators and the rudder. So with the elevator, we have some specific informations. You can see there are some holes. How can I say? Oh, yeah, you can see there are some holes in the elevators. These holes are using for the elevator connector. So this connector will be placed like that, and by that the elevator will place together, move together, right and left elevator. So we will place the elevators left and right like that, and we will use the 2mm carbon rod in front of the elevator like that. So place it like it, and calculate it and cut the rod for the elevator. Just I have to say, don't forget to calculate also the body, because in the empennage part you can see there is a hole for the elevator. So place it like that, and place the other elevator to the other side, calculate it and cut it. So after you calculate, don't forget the elevator connector will hold everything in the part. So place the elevator connector to the holes and glue it to the elevators. Now time to place the rudder to the vertical stabilizer. For place it, we will use this kind of a hinge, for the rudder, but this is a little long for the rudder, so you need to cut the first half of it like that, like here. You need to cut for the first half of it for the rudder, so it should like that, as you can see. So the other part of the hinge will be put to the vertical stabilizers. There is a specific place in the vertical stabilizers. I'm not sure that I can show you. In here, in the middle of the vertical stabilizer, there's a specific hinge. So this hinge will be added it like that. So it will looks like that. Now we will place the landing gears. For the landing gears, we will use 3 metric tool screws, and one of the for the tail landing gear, and here 3 different metric tool screw, and we will use 3 PLA printed tires. You can print it from the TPU. I print all the aircraft with the PLA, so I will use PLA also in here. And we will need some carbon rod, a little small carbon rods for the tires, and we will place it from these holes. While placing that, use the tire just in front of it, and like that. It should look like that here. After the installation of the tires, it looks like that. That is the front landing gear, and that is the back landing gear. And after that, screw them to the body, to these holes. There are specific holes for the body. For example, these holes for the front tires, and the back of it there is another hole in the back of it. We will use that for the back landing gear. So we are almost done. It should look like that, and it's time to add the electronics to the aircraft. I will not take a video for the electronic part because you can use some different electronic parts for the different combinations, so I will not add the video for the electronic parts. But I have to say these are the servo cases. As you can see, the other one is here, this one for the iron and this one for the elevator, and don't forget to use them. And it's time to add the wing to the body part. I will show it like that, but while you adding the electronical parts to the aircraft, just don't forget to remove the wing from the body, because you can hurt something. And also we have a canopy here. Don't forget to place the canopy to the top of your aircraft. I will use some duct tape to place it in the here while flying. I will use duct tape to the top of the canopy. So it's really easy and simple to assemble, as you can see. So let's add the wing and show how to add it to the body. Yes, firstly, as I said, you need to remove the in front of the carbon rod like that, and then let's take it out, and then we have a specific hole, a line hole in here that's totally matched with the body in here, body 2. So add the body 2 and the wing in the correct place, then take the rod from the wingtip, but it will look like that. Now just don't forget to place the safety wire to the wingtip to place the rod in the correct position while flying. You need to add this especially while flying, don't forget it. And the last thing you need to do is with the metric forward screw, which is in here. You will use this screw to the here wing part 3 to place it with the body like it. So when you screw it to the fully, it will be fully rejected aircraft. So when you open the wing part, you just need to unscrew it a little bit, then you can hold and you can find everything, and you can add the electronics, and you can do everything you need to do like that before just not removing the wing from the body part. When after you're done, you need to again screw to it with the body, and you will have a totally rigid aircraft. Thank you to buying my design, the Bowerbird, and also thank you to watching the assembly part of the Bowerbird. That is the end of the part, and after that you just need to add some electronics and you have fun with the Bowerbird. And don't forget to send your feedbacks to me, and also your flying videos to me. You can find all the contacts at the end of the user guide of mine. And I will give some detailed photos of my electronics after I install it to the aircraft, so you can see how I placed my electronics. And just at the end of the video I need to say, don't forget to calculate the CG location of this aircraft. The CG location must be, how can I show you here? The CG location must be in somewhere just close to the landing gear, but not have to be in just in the top of the landing gear, just in the 30% of the wingspan, or wing chord, or in just here. You can find it with your finger, or just you can find the CG location, and it should be in somewhere here. So that will give you a good location for your CG. Thank you and have fun.